welcome back to the Schmitter's 100 Acre Woods. So today, gonna work on getting some of the slab wood that we take off the mill and use the rack that we made and get some of it cut up into firewood. This will be the first time I'm using it, so kind of figure out how that works and see how well it does. We got a fair amount of rain last night, so stuff's kind of muddy over here, but figure can kind of start working on getting this stuff cleaned up. Pretty nice day out so far. It's starting to warm up, so we'll be able to lose this pretty fast. Definitely start running the saw. So again, if you haven't watched the other video, kind of going through that, we made this just with some scrap 2x6s that we had that had some concrete on it. So I didn't want to use it for other construction. Basically, we built these every 16 inches, which is what I try to cut my firewood to. So before, I was taking some of this, grabbing it with the thumb of the tractor, and then running the saw through, marking, and then running the saw through every 16 inches, and creating the firewood. The problem with that is definitely some of these smaller pieces, you get out on the ends and it's kind of floppy and the saws doesn't want to cut. Whereas with this, it's supported all the way. Line it up with this side here, and we come in, and this is our 16 inches from here to there, and then same thing here. So just keep cutting on the back side here and do that all the way through and until you run out. Again, these are basically just X's that are bolted together, and then we did notch these and put them together so that you're not relying on that bottom board that is the tie, relying on just that to hold it. The notch will kind of help hold some of that, and then just tied everything together with another 2x6 on both sides, and then had an extra 2x4 that we ran across the bottom just to kind of help stiffen everything up. So I'm gonna go get the saw fired up and get some more of this put on there. I'll start with some of the small stuff, and the idea is it should just fall, be able to pick all that up. We'll see with this board there how much of a pain it is to pick stuff up in between. But get that, take probably just one of these totes here, spin it around, and start stacking in that. And then once I have a pretty good stack going, come over here and split stuff. So I need to move the trailer out of the way. Kind of still working on that. Have some other pieces that we're kind of working on in the background to get ready to put the wheels on. So kind of don't need the frame right now, so I can move it someplace else, but we're working on getting the wheel bearings and everything ready so that we can put wheels on it. But get over to the log splitter, and we brought a little bit more wood from the property over, so that's what that is. So that'll just be split up for firewood that will go in the shed there. So anyway, main thing today, try this out, see how it does, and get ahead on the bag firewood again. do a quick update for you guys. Partway through getting this done, so been using this. It's been working fairly well. Kind of figured out a technique that works well. So I just put one up here for an example, but basically get it lined up on this end, and you want to put kind of the smaller pieces on the back and then put some of the bigger pieces on the front, so that whenever you come up here you can put your knee on it and hold it while you cut. And you want to start down on this end and cut this direction. I found has worked the best. So you can put your knee on it, it's supported here, then you'll cut here and it'll fall in, and it kind of falls on that back side. So that's been working fairly well for me. The other thing, kind of obvious, but you just have to kind of figure it out as you're doing it. Here, so you can kind of see. So basically, if you have some logs stacked here, so to try to get right up against, you're going to be cutting at an angle, so you're always going to cut into your back piece that's down there. So you're going to cut into that back piece. So again, like I said, obvious, but if you kind of just take and put here, this plate here where like the bar tightens, if you put that up against and then kind of get your square, you can then work on cutting down and cut that way, and that kind of then keeps you away from the sides here, so you don't mar those up. Because you can see the first couple I did, I kind of got into it, nothing real bad, just kind of shaving. But once you kind of figure out you can do that, and then also since we use the bolts down here, the head sticks out just a little bit, having that over you then clear that and you don't ruin your chain. So just kind of some tips as I figure out how to use this, and kind of the best methods. I thought, I'll put some big ones down and then put some small ones on this side, thinking that would work well. Well, our chain's fairly sharp right now, and has taken some of the rakes off, so it wants to really bite. So as you're going and you don't have any support on it, it'll bite and then pick that board up and kind of stall out the chainsaw. So by having the small ones at the back and then putting a big one up front, you can then put your knee on and hold that down and then cut. It works really well. And I mean, my leg's back here, so I don't feel in an awkward position like where the saw is going to get me. Everything's over here, so I think that works out fairly well. And this has been working well. So I've gotten through a fair amount of this, but we still have a fair amount left. You can see what all we got there. So I think this is all poplar. So this is all from, I think it's maybe 2 poplar trees, but I think it may all be from one tall poplar. And these are all the boards, or these are all the slabs from the boards we got for making everything for the grill pavilion. And then a lot of what I did at first, which is the top piece there, is sassafras. We cut some of those boards up, and they were much smaller trees, so not as much of the bark there, but I think that's what this basket here on the back side is mainly, is the sassafras. We don't have a lot of sassafras here, but we had to take a couple down to build the sawmill building. So we wanted to saw those boards up. I think it's something that the Amish typically use to do furniture and stuff. So we wanted to try to mill some up and try to use it. So I have one basket done, and then I have another one sitting up there, actually a couple. So really wanted to kind of get some of this cleaned up. So I've gotten a start on it. Now I really need to start splitting, so I'll probably move some stuff out of the way here. Probably saw up those little pieces that we brought back from the 100 acres and get those just out of the way and cleaned up and stacked over there with that pile. And then probably bring, I think 22 or the one around the corner there should be drier than like what I just did. So I'll probably move it over here and start splitting and put a basket in so I can split into that. More of that split up, just to kind of get ahead on that. There's no lack of firewood for sure. We have a dump trailer that we bought back from the 100 acres that has stuff. So I think, so in the past years I haven't really been pushing selling full like bricks. I've really just been pushing the bag firewood. But I think this season I'll have quite a bit of season firewood, so I'm going to try to, push some of that as far as full bricks, and then everything I have for the slabs, use that as the bag firewood. So kind of one of those never-ending things. As we saw boards, we'll have more to cut up. It's one of those things I like to use as much as we can and not just discard, so it's a good way to do that. Just kind of time consuming, so keep after it. And next up I'll probably be splitting some, another basket or two full, so that I have plenty of bag firewood.